Let's start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Chakadash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Priest Zabach. You're going to have to explain. Now we're going to read this comment that somebody put. I need you to read the name of that person plus. Welcome. So you're going to have to explain this. If this person is with the HOI, like they say, the House of Israel, Priest Zabach, you're going to have to explain. I'm joined with the elders, or with the elder Pashai and the Captain Shamar from the San Fran camp. And this was sent to me earlier, and there's a whole lot of madness going on in Israel right now. A lot of apostasy happening, a lot of guys bugging out, a lot of bag taking, a lot of doctrinal, what's that? Confusion, the water. A lot of heretical bullshit going on, and this is exactly what happened prior to 70 AD. There were a lot of apostates, coming up on the scene, the closer the destruction of Jerusalem came, beginning in 66 AD to 70 AD and beyond. And prior to that, there was a lot of apostasy. This apostasy going on. This is why, the apostle, Yahushai, the apostle Paul, the apostles, all of them warned about these individuals that were going to, not, endorse sound doctrine. They were going to go off, because they were going to sell out. Some of them were going to out. Some of them were going to, just change the doctrine. I mean, it's just a whole lot of madness going on right now in Israel. And I thought I'd never see the day that this would happen. But I'm not surprised. So you got it, Captain Shamar.
You want the second comment about the
the second comment, the HOI comment with the name of the individual that made that comment.
All right, the name of the person who wrote the comment is Gabar Karataza.
So, Priest Zabach, Gabar Karataza, the HOI, House of Israel, and we need you to explain this comment that this individual put if he's actually a part of the HOI. You got it, bro.
It says, we at HOI teach that Gentiles can receive salvation, servitude, and slavery, and that they should commit themselves to the law, as it says in the Bible. We also teach that Cornelius is a Gentile, and throughout the Bible, God dealt with Gentiles. I'm glad you brothers came to this understanding.
And that's totally off. So read it again.
It says, we at HOI teach that Gentiles can receive salvation for servitude and slavery.
Now they're gonna get servitude and slavery, but they're not going into the chariots. Salvation implies being saved into the chariot. Now, the ones that are here in America, the nations, they're gonna be destroyed. Nations around the world that don't suffer the destruction, they're gonna be rounded up and go into slavery. Because the very first thing they're gonna be doing is finding bodies, dead bodies, and one group is going to put flags up, the other group is going to be doing the digging and burying of these dead bodies. So salvation implies them going into the chariot, so they won't receive no salvation as far as that's concerned. So I don't know if that's what they're saying. Now in the kingdom of heaven, of course, the nations are going to have to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because Isaiah the 2nd chapter, Micah the 4th chapter, Zechariah 14 and others say that they're going to have to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments of Israel, of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But as far as salvation, that's off. Read on. You got something?
Yeah, real quick, because it reminds me, Isaiah the 2nd chapter, Micah the 4th chapter, it said when the children of Israel will go back into the land, that's when they will actually flow, the Gentiles will flow unto the nation of Israel.
Right.
That's
right.
But the process is the children of Israel back in the land first, then all the nations will flow unto Israel. Right now, Israel is not competent or in the position to be leaders to guide the Gentiles. Right now, this is the time of Esau, Edom, where the Gentiles are following after the ways of Esau.
Right. So Priest Zabach, we're going to need you to explain that. What does it mean by salvation? Is he talking about being beamed up into the chariots? or what, you know. And we understand the part of them, they're going to have to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But they're not going to do that here.
Right.
Because the nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods. You know, but my people have changed that, which, you know, but to that which does not profit. So they're not going to do that here. So salvation implies going up into the chariot, and that's only reserved for the elect of the nation of Israel. So we need to explain that, and read the next part.
Yeah. And it says, and that they should commit themselves to the law, as it says in the Bible.
Go ahead.
We also teach that Cornelius is a Gentile.
Which that's off, which we knew that he was teaching that, because, you know, he's holding on to what the 7 taught back then, which that's off. 2 of the 7 that maintained their course all the way to the end, which is King Masha and High Priest Yaquab, went into the spirit world. And they didn't flinch on the heathen going into captivity. All right? They didn't flinch on that. All right? So, you know, I don't know where this whole spirit is coming out. You know, even though back then it was taught that Cornelius was an Edomite, through studying, through going through the scriptures, through the Holy Spirit, we found out that Cornelius is an Israelite. He just happened to be one of those Israelite foreigners that was caught up in that fray going back to the Hellenization period. His parents way back to Antiochus Epiphanes. Head.
We also teach that Cornelius is a Gentile, and that throughout the Bible, God dealt with Gentiles.
The Lord he didn't deal with the Gentiles. You know, we're gonna get, you know, precepts on that. You know, go ahead.
I'm glad you brothers came to this understanding.
And that's bullshit, because the demons jumped on them to pull that out, you know, because they took bags. That's the only way. There's no way that these individuals that once taught that the heathen were going into captivity, now all of a sudden teaching that the nations can be saved. That's from one extreme to the other one. Unless they just had some straight up heavy demons on them, or that bag must have looked pretty nice, you know, for them to accept that, you know, and to teach bullshit. All right, so you got something?
Yeah, I got something.
Okay, bring it out.
It's Titus 1 and 10.
Beautiful.
For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
And that's it. If you want to say a few words on that.
You know, like you pretty much going into these are people that's claiming to be, this ain't like it's, you know, vocab in them saying these things. These are guys that's actually proclaiming themselves to be Israelites, that are saying these wayward things that don't make any sense. That's literally contrary to the scriptures and everything that's written in the Bible.
Yeah, and then, you know, Elder Pastor just mentioned in one of his latest videos that those talking points are vocab's talking points. So somehow or another, you know, vocab must have got into the ear of these guys through their pocket. You know, that's what the scriptures say, you know, not to accept, you know, a gift destroyeth the heart. You got it.
Yep. Verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
Right. So they're subverting whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. So to go from one extreme to the next, that means that bag must have looked pretty good. And the thing about it is, these individuals that claim to be so learned and studied, right, knowing or are supposed to know that these FRNs are trash and being devalued by the day, you're gonna sell out for FRNs? You know damn well they ain't pay these guys in gold and silver,
right,
precious stones,
right,
land.
Yeah.
You know, none of that.
Real money.
Real money. So what's going on? What's going on in Israel? What's going on?
What's the word?
Yeah, what's the word? And don't tell me Johannesburg.
Right.
What's the word going? What's going on in Israel today? What's up with you leaders out there, man? Why are you allowing this bullshit, you know, to infiltrate the true doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? It's like you guys are unraveling in the spirit.
Yeah.
Inside joke, but it's true. You guys are unraveling in the spirit, man.
The fillet in the skin.
Yeah, beautiful. Matter of fact, let's get that. You know, Micah 3 and 1.
Yeah.
You know, here it is. The Lord cemented what He meant. Yahushua came on the scene and doubled down on it Go not into the way of the Gentiles to any city of the Samaritans
Right.
until you're not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But now you got these individuals, especially they have the circumcision, that are teaching wayward doctrines. That are teaching heretical doctrines. Totally off. You got that, bro?
Yep. It's Micah 3:1. And I said, "Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob."
This is directed to you leaders, because the leaders were the main ones that were causing Israel to go off. And every even in the Roman Empire, who was it? The Sanhedrin, which the word Sanhedrin translates to the council in the Greek. So these counselors, these leaders, these priests, high priests, and all that were supposed to keep order. Is it not for the priest's lips to know knowledge?
Right.
Here it is. They're obstructing and they're turning over, and they're teaching some crazy shit to make the people go off.
Yeah.
The leaders of this people cause them to err.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
Want to say something?
Well, nah, just to add on to the point, Moses, Aaron's sons, you had
Yep.
Eli's sons.
Yep.
You know, going way back, this was always the problem. You know, and even the scriptures, you know, knows where we can get it later. Talks about it in Micah. I'm sorry, not Micah. Second Peter, the second chapter, I believe.
First verse down.
Yeah,
We could get that once we finish it. We can go
Con.
there. But now go ahead, finish your point.
Well, you know, it said it kind of slipped, but it said because that whole process of the sons of the Most High,
Right.
they fell away from grace because they were supposed to be the ones to keep the structure, to keep the order, going back to the tree of life.
Right.
But then they fell away. But then the Most High left a remnant and had Noah be on the scene to carry that way. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like you said, it's always been the leaders. It's always been the individuals who are supposed to keep the tradition, the righteous tradition, to, you know, keep everything straight and narrow, keep everything balanced. But
That was the reason for the leadership to be set up in place.
Exactly.
You know, this is why Jethro told Moses to set up leaders,
Right.
so that they can judge the people. And it was the job of the individual putting these individuals in power to know their status, know what type of men these were, know their character.
Yeah, Jethro told him, Salaki Apostle.
Now you got it, brother.
All seasons. You know, that they would judge in all seasons.
There you go. You know, and that's why, like with the Apostle Peter, when they set up the tables, right? When the tables were set up, and there was, you know, what's that word again? I forgot it. When they weren't treating the Hellenized Israelites, or
the administration of the
administration of the tables.
Yeah.
When there was there's a word that yesterday I said it, but I forgot it again. But it's okay. You know, when they were discriminating against them.
Right.
Right. What did they do? They set up 7 men of good report.
Yeah.
So when you set up leaders, you got to set up leaders of good report. They can't be, you know, given to much wine.
Right.
They got, for filthy lucre's sake, you know, they got to be sober. They got to, you know, teach. They got to officiate right. They can't, you know, take bribes and none of that bullshit. You want to say something?
No, you're at the point.
Yeah. So go ahead, brother.
Yep.
And then from there we could go to 2 Peter 2 once, you know, we get the point here.
And
But this whole chapter is bad. Go ahead.
And I said, "Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel, is it not for you to know judgment?"
Right. Is it not for you to know judgment? And that's why Yahushua cursed them wicked Pharisees and them out. Because they were all about the law. You know, pay your tithes, pay this, pay that, pay the other, do this, do that, do the other, keep the law. But then when it came down to it, the weighty matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith, they didn't produce. You know, they lacked in that.
Right.
Which was the most important. So you individuals out there, man, you unraveling. You leaders out there, you're fucking unraveling. What the fuck is going on? You know, I mean, do you have that many demons on you? Or was the bag just that irresistible?
Yeah, it's hefty.
You know? Because, I mean, we know that there was going to be, you know, false teachers and false teachings, but god damn.
Right. Right.
You know? From John the Baptist fell out the truth, to the nations could be saved, you know, to the hell doctrine. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys start teaching that the virgin birth. You know, I wouldn't put it past it. You might as well just push off Israelite, you know, off your name and just put Roman Catholic Hebrews.
Yeah, there you go. And this is the same vibration of those synagogues in Asia Minor. That is the definition or the breakdown of Revelation 2 and 9, Revelation 3 and 9. I know them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah, you got it, Shamar.
Yeah. It says, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them.
Right, who hate the good and love the evil.
Yeah.
You know, you hate the good. They hate them that rebuke at the gate. What you gonna say?
Now that skin is the basics. You know, it's, when we first come into the knowledge, that is one of the things that you learn. You learn about salvation and how it's only for Israel.
That's it.
You know, so you pluck off the skin. This is the you know, when you see a person, you know a person by not for nothing, their skin tone. You know, you look at them and okay, you know that's that person based upon that skin. You know, so when that was taken off, that was taken away.
The identity.
Right? Yeah, thank you. That's it. It's the identity. You're essentially, because